The sky did not simply darken over Metropolis that day. It felt like the world was holding its breath, waiting for something to strike. People stared upward, confused as sunlight dimmed into a heavy blue-gray haze. This was no passing cloud. It felt personal, like the sky itself had chosen to challenge the city. And high above it all, Superman hovered in silence, aware that everyone below trusted him to stand between them and whatever was coming. Wind rushed through the streets, picking up dust and loose paper before tightening into twisting currents. Windows vibrated as if something unseen brushed against them. Lightning spread through the clouds in long branching cracks, yet no thunder followed. That silence made everything unsettling, like the world was trying not to wake something. Sirens began to rise in the distance, overlapping and echoing, as if the city itself was calling for help. Superman hovered above it all, cape snapping like a warning flag. The sky had always been his space of calm clarity, where he could see the world from a wider view. But now, the air felt thick, almost aware. He looked down at the city that had trusted him again and again. For a quiet second, he wondered if even he might not be ready for what was gathering beyond the clouds. A bolt of lightning struck him directly, bright enough to flash across every window in Metropolis. It should have been harmless. Yet this strike pushed him backward through the sky. Superman steadied himself, more shocked by the sensation than the force. The clouds rumbled, still no thunder. Only a voice, deep and slow, rolled through the sky like it came from the storm itself, speaking his birth name as if it owned it. Kal-El, the voice called, heavy as stone. The clouds folded inward, forming the shape of a towering figure made of storm and lightning, its outline shifting as if barely contained. Waves crashed against the harbor walls. Streets trembled. Air pressure dropped, making people clutch their ears. This was no natural storm. It was someone's will. Someone who knew Superman. Someone who believed the world needed to be corrected. This was Tempest Rex, once a scientist who believed the sky should remain untouched. His experiment to harness the ionosphere had fused him with the storm instead. Now he saw Superman as the greatest mistake in human progress. As long as they look to you, Tempest Rex roared, they will depend on you. His voice shook the clouds. The storm thickened, swirling downward like a tornado stretching toward the city below. Superman's voice remained steady, even as the wind screamed. I don't protect them because they are weak, he called out. I protect them because they matter. But Tempest Rex's storm erupted, blasting wind strong enough to break windows across multiple city blocks. Cars slid across the streets. Debris lifted. The storm was becoming not a threat, but an execution. The world felt moments away from being torn apart. On the ground, firefighters clung to railings while guiding families to shelter. A mother shielded her child beneath a cracked bus shelter roof, her voice trembling as she whispered prayers. Even terrified, people reached out to help others. That was what Superman saw whenever disaster struck, people choosing each other, refusing to surrender to fear. It reminded him why he fought. Not because he was stronger. Because they believed life was worth holding on to. Superman shot downward like a falling star, air cracking around him. He landed beside the mother and lifted the broken shelter roof without effort, freeing them both. She looked up at him with tearful relief. Not worship. Not awe. Just gratitude. Humans didn't need gods. They just needed time. Time to stand up again. And Superman had always given them that time. He soared back into the sky, storm winds battering his cape. Tempest Rex loomed above, crackling with thunderless lightning. They cling to you, the storm figure thundered, because you make them believe they cannot save themselves. Superman stared back, voice low and calm. No. I give them a fighting chance. The storm roared and lightning lashed downward in spiderweb arcs, striking streets and rooftops like the sky was trying to shatter the ground itself. Superman flew straight into the heart of the storm. The winds tore at him, rain hitting like needles. His cape ripped further, edges fraying in the violent air. For the first time in years, he felt strain in his muscles. Not weakness, responsibility. The storm pushed him, but he pushed back. Pain did not frighten him. Pain reminded him that he was here, alive, and needed. Tempest Rex's shape twisted fully into a towering form, his body a swirling mass of cloud and lightning. If a god stands among them, he boomed, then humanity never learns to rise. Superman answered calmly, I never asked to stand above anyone. The storm fussed. Even Tempest Rex seemed to hesitate. There was no arrogance in Superman's voice, only sincerity. But the storm widened, spreading across the horizon. Clouds spun into a spiraling dome stretching over multiple cities. If Superman didn't act now, this wouldn't just be a local disaster. It would be global. He realized the storm's core was connected to the upper atmosphere. To stop it, he would have to break through the clouds entirely and reach the source feeding Tempest Rex. Yet leaving the city, even briefly, felt wrong. Superman looked down once more. People still helped one another. Firefighters braced themselves. Strangers linked hands to shield others from debris. Hope wasn't something he gave them. Hope was something they had even when everything seemed lost. That realization steadied him. He inhaled deeply and pushed upward. He shot upward through the clouds, faster and faster, breaking through the storm barrier. Tempest Rex roared, if you leave, they fall. Superman didn't answer. Not because he ignored the threat, but because he believed in the people below. He rose past the clouds, into thin air, where the storm looked like a massive living creature clawing at the earth. At the edge of the atmosphere, Superman fussed. The world curved below him, blue and fragile beneath the storm's coils. He gathered the sunlight he could still reach, drawing in warmth and strength. His suit glowed faintly in the thin air. The storm pulsed below like a beating heart ready to burst. He turned downward and readied himself. He dove. Faster than sound, faster than falling stars. A streak of light cut the sky. He pierced the storm's core, splitting it apart from within. Bright light burst through the clouds, scattering the violent winds. Rain softened. Thunder returned not as violence, but as a distant fading echo. The storm collapsed into harmless gray mist. Tempest Rex's form flickered, weakened, thinning into faint trails of cloud. This is only the first warning, he whispered. His voice was no longer loud, no longer certain. He dissolved into the breeze, leaving only silence behind. Superman hovered in the stillness, chest rising slowly, cape torn and fluttering in the gentle rain. But then the sunlight dimmed, not from clouds, but from something blocking it. Superman slowly looked upward. Far beyond the clouds, beyond the atmosphere, something massive drifted in orbit. Round. Shadowed. Watching. It did not move. It simply waited. And the light of the sun flickered like a candle struggling in wind. The world below breathed in relief, unaware of the new threat watching from above. Superman floated alone in the quiet sky, cape torn, breathing slow and steady. The narrator's voice softened, full of weight. Hope survived the storm today. But something far older had opened its eyes. The darkness above did not speak. It simply waited for the right moment to strike. Thank you for watching. If you want more Superman stories, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel.